In right triangle ABC, AC is 29 inches, AB is 17 inches, and the measure of angle ABC is 90. Find the number of degrees in the measure of angle BAC to the nearest degree. So anytime I have a word problem like this, the first thing that I would note is that I have a right triangle, and the right angle is at angle B. When you see angle ABC, you look at the middle capital letter. So I would draw this picture. Those are the two most important things to do at this time. And A and C can go on any of the other angles. Now I must label. AC is 29. And AB is 17. Find the number of degrees in the measure of angle BAC, so we're looking at the middle angle A. And I set up my trig function because I'm looking for the angle of a right triangle. You have to use trig. So I'm given the hypotenuse, and compared to the angle, I also have the adjacent. That leads me to believe that I have the cosine function. So cosine of x degrees is equal to the adjacent 17 over the hypotenuse of 29. I'm going to use the inverse function because I'm looking for the angle. Plug this into my calculator, and I get x approximately equal to 54 degrees. A communications company is building a 30-foot antenna to carry cell phone transmissions. As shown in the diagram below, a 50-foot wire from the top of the antenna to the ground is used to stabilize the antenna. Find to the nearest hundredth of a degree the measure of the angle that the wire makes with the ground. So that means we're looking for this angle measure here. We're given the opposite and the hypotenuse. The function that deals with the opposite and the hypotenuse is the sine. So sine of theta is equal to the opposite of 30 feet over the hypotenuse of 50 feet. Use the inverse function because we're looking for the angle. And to the nearest hundredth of a degree, you should have gotten 36.87. As seen in the accompanying diagram, a person can travel from New York City to Buffalo by going north 170 miles to Albany and then west 280 miles to Buffalo, as you see in the diagram. If an engineer wants to design a highway to connect New York City directly to Buffalo, at what angle X would she need to build the highway? Find the angle to the nearest degree. So if you look across from the right angle, you're not given anything for the hypotenuse. So the only function that doesn't deal with the hypotenuse is a tangent. So tangent of x is equal to, with regard to the angle, the opposite is 280 over the adjacent of 170. Use the inverse function because we're solving for an angle. And to the nearest degree, we get 59 degrees.